is, right? Okay. Is it 8? Sure, it's basically 8. Let's do our quick recap, like we usually do. And I'm sure Para will be here soon to provide commentary. But yeah, okay, so previously on Case of the Golden Idol. Do we really have to recap? I remember it all. I don't need to recap this. We're gonna go turbo hyperspeed. This guy, Cloudsley, found an idol on an island. He killed someone to take it home. He took it home. He died. He died. His family came to look at his will. In his will, it said that the idol passed on to this guy, Willard Wright, who took it. He set someone on fire so that no one would try to take the idol from him, and then he took it. He was followed to a bar by David Gorin, who killed him. Nothing else in the bar matters, and took the idol. And then the family of the Cloudsleys had dinner, and the Cloudsley who has the idol, because David Gorin worked for him, Edmund Cloudsley, was targeted by the cult because they wanted the idol, but it didn't work, and Rose died instead. Edmund went to live in a shack in the woods where Walter Keane came to steal the idol on behalf of the cult. I still don't know what happened here because Edmund didn't seem like he died, but apparently he did die. He seems alive. He seems like he's breathing, but whatever, he's dead. Walter Keane was sent by the cult to get the idol. He did get the idol, but then he lied and said that he didn't get the idol, and somehow David Gorin switched hands from working from Edmund Cloudsley to work for Walter Keane. Walter Keane went back to the cult a year later and said, sorry, I don't have the idol. Someone called bullshit on him, so David Gorin helped him kill that person. Walter Keane invited Lazarus Hearst into the cult. Lazarus Hearst, with the help of Walter Keane's stolen golden idol, proved that he was the resurrection of Jesus, and so he became leader of the cult. And then between episodes, Lazarus turned on Walter Keane and got him excommunicated, killed, whatever, I don't remember. But David Gorin was fine. David Gorin still is now working for the cult, maybe working for Lazarus. We don't really know what the hell is up with David Gorin consistently switching employers. I mean, I guess he's a hired assassin. He goes to whoever pays him. This stuff wasn't that important, but the leaders of the cult were part of different political factions, and they used their power to take over the country. And then the cult now rules the country, but there's still a king. But the cult is mostly in charge, and David Gorin is still here, working for the cult, working for Lazarus. And they killed poor Gideon by stealing all of his bones. Oof, my bones. Ow.
Oof, ouch.
And that's about it. That's our summary. That was the quickest summary I've done.
Yep, I figured that you'd take a minute to summarize the game here. Before,
We always do, but of course I remember it all pretty well at this point.
Yep.
And so now we have Chapter 4, The New Order, The Slight Delay in the Peaceful March to the King's Castle. So obviously the cult has taken over most of society, but there was still a king, and the king wasn't letting the cult's rules take over completely. And I think one of the notes in the previous chapter said, okay, we're going to go march over to the king's castle and tell him that we're not okay with that, and maybe kill him, something like that. I mean, kill him peacefully.
Right, it's a peaceful march.
Yeah. And this is what David Gorin was wearing in the previous episode, right? So I guess David's finally dead. I mean, he's our main character-ish, basically. And, well, this person is breathing in this preview. I mean, you can see the head bobbing up and down. Though sometimes your head may bob up and down as you're convulsing to death, I guess. But,
you know.
He's got that boomerang there again. Someone shot this window. Probably this weird guy He's got marks on his back, so he is part of the cult, but I don't know, maybe there's an internal struggle of sorts. And yeah, we'll see if this chapter is in any way like climactic or if it's just sort of like all the others. I don't really know what to expect.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna find out.
Oh my god, it's huge! Wow. That's massive. Where are we? Well, we can't really click most of these places up here, but there are... Whoa, that's a lot of locations. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I was just expecting us to be in like that one place in the preview image. Okay. So this is like a tent. So obviously they're like, maybe this is where they set up to prepare their protest, their violent protest, aka peaceful march. The music does sound good. I wish I wasn't talking over it all the time. Sounds like some pretty epic music.
Yeah, I do like the music in this one.
I don't get to hear the game's music because I can only hear myself talking. But people have said it has a good soundtrack. This does sound pretty exciting, though.
And yeah, I like how the soundtrack does kind of build up to this chapter.
This looks like there's something on the map here. Is it people? Like, what's right under my microscope? What do you call this thing? Magnifying glass. It looks like two legs. There's also the same thing here. It's like a little white socks or something. Not sure. Sorry, I should just click something. I'm just taking it all.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's too bad that you can't zoom in and see what's going on.
No, I'm trying to make predictions before I zoom in. Like, is this two bodies? I don't know. This looks like the scene from the preview. I don't know if this might be the original map from like the start of the game with the black quill house and the whatever house. I don't remember what they're called. Black guard, whatever. Okay, sure. Let's start here because it looks like the place from the preview image. I was right. Okay. So we can leave over there through the left. A newly invented transportation device. Wow, it's a bicycle, sort of. We can go inside the shack as well. We can look at this bullet hole, but there's nothing to click. We're just looking at it. It's a very nice bullet hole. 9 out of 10. Would bullet again. Oh, that's just another way to leave. There's 2 ways to leave. Yeah, you can just click anywhere to leave. There's this guy. Oh, I recognize that voice. It is you. Well, isn't it poetic that you've fallen for the same trap as you did all those years ago? Straw men are your bane, says this guy. The heck are you talking about, dude? You recognize David Gorin, and he fell for the same trap he did all those years ago? Is that like when Walter first went into the house and like bonked him out or something? Is this Walter Keane? I don't think so. Wasn't Walter's skin darker? This is it's a dark hand. I think it's the hand means dark hand and 2 eyes means you're not an initiate, you're the 2nd level. So it's a dark hand steward. Oh my god, maybe it's Dark Hand Steward. You know, Dark Hand Steward from episode
yes,
from episode 7 of Case of the Golden Idol.
That infamous character.
Dark Hand. Oh wait, this was Dark Hand Initiate. My bad. This is Dark Hand Steward, who is totally different. Okay. Well, we don't know if it's David Gorin. He's wearing the same outfit that David was. Oh god, wow, this is actually... Okay, I shouldn't have shit-talked this game earlier. I was like, I don't think this final episode's gonna, like, bring everything together in a satisfying way.
Ooh.
It maybe is. What is this? You will find me in the place where we two first met. So I don't even know when this is happening. Well, theoretically, this is just happening like a little while after the previous episode because they said they were going to go march to the king. But there is year manipulation with the idol, so... Yeah, exactly, smart guy. I definitely remembered that. I mean, that was It was in the letter. You had to read the third line from each thing. I would never forget the Dark Hand Steward. So we don't, like, this could just be someone who was previously 20 years old in the last chapter and is now old. I don't know why they would do that, but I don't know. There's a lot of options. But yeah, no. It looks like this person, maybe David, invited this person in the place where we two first... Oh, wait, this is the... Oh, this is the freaking shack in the woods. Right. This is the shack in the woods. It's a different angle of it, but it's probably that. Well, the roof. This is a red roof with like these sort of shingles or whatever you call it. Not shingles, you know, the kind of roof plating. And the wall is like sort of green. Again, I'm colorblind. It looks, is this the same roof? It's not red anymore, but the years could have turned it brown. And like this, it used to be green. Now it's been painted something else. There's 2 pillars in front and like a lamp. And like there's these white bricks in sort of a square zigzaggy pattern. It must be the same, right? Yeah, it's okay. It's definitely the same. Interesting. So this is where they first met. So... but he got this note. Technically, he could have this note on him because he was going to give it to someone, but we can just assume he got it because it's game logic. Damn you, you cunning devil. I can go inside. Oh, yeah, I see. I don't think I missed it. Though that would have been an easier way to figure out if it's the same house. Okay. Oh, can't examine the boomerang. It's not important. So, yeah, maybe David, maybe not. Looks like David got the letter from this guy. Strawmen are your bane, and this is, maybe it's Walter Keene again. Walter Keene was a Dark Hand Steward. I think, I don't remember, and I don't remember how to, like, check. How do I... Walter Keene, a Dark Hand Steward would wear this mask and that outfit, and that's what he's wearing, so... Could be Walter Keene. The previous chapter... Where did it say that Walter Keene was kicked out? Was it here? I think so. They say he was a traitor. But they haven't... He didn't say what he did with him. It's also, of course, possible that... Yeah, it's also possible that Walter Keene is still working with Lazarus, and it's a cover story that, oh, he's a traitor, I kicked him out, but he's off doing some other important job, you know? So, we'll see. Because, yeah, this, I mean, it could be him. This is, the only person David Gorin met is Walter Keene. Well, he also met, like, you know, Stablehand Dirk or whatever the 2 guys were, but I don't think that matters, so... Could be Walter? I don't know. Oh, it's the house. And there is literally... Okay, I was wondering what he meant by straw man. And in my head, you know those times in your head where you just sort of make something work even though it doesn't really make sense? I was like, oh yeah, you meant like the letter inviting you was like a straw man because it was bait. No, he literally meant a straw man.
He literally meant a straw man, yeah.
Oh, and this is this Walter Keane's hat? Is that the hat that he always wore? It looks like it has like a leaf or whatever on it. Yeah, it's the same hat, kind of-ish. Interesting. Now, of course, that doesn't mean the person outside is Walter Keene oldified. It could be someone who knows, who is pretending or disrupted the plans. Scarecrow with a hole through its head. Does that mean that David arrived here and tried to just straight up shoot him? And that's why there was a bullet hole in the window? Or, I don't know. Or maybe, because why would the guy outside... If he only shot 1 bullet, but he didn't. Is this a bullet wound or a stab wound, though? Probably a bullet wound. Okay. Straw man, very interesting. And there is a pigeon in a cage, and there's a bag.
White pigeon.
Yeah, a white pigeon. Does that matter?
No.
It's
just
white.
said,
I see.
It just said white pigeon.
Right. I thought you were you were real. I thought you were just making sure I knew it was white. Like, okay, yeah.
No.
I admit I may have. I like how the word have is just a thing now.
Yeah.
I mean, have is an important verb.
Years
I
have.
admit I may have treated you unjustly after our long cooperation. I will come alone in peace so we can discuss your compensation. Oh, God. Who wrote this? So Lazarus might have treated David Gorin badly. But the note is in here with a pigeon. Did the pigeon deliver this note? Or are they going to? Or maybe David got a note saying, come to where we first met. And then David sent them back like, yeah, I treated you badly, so I'll come alone. No, but David wouldn't compensate this person. This person should compensate David. David Gorin should be compensated by a person. I don't know. I'm not even going to start making sense of this until I see more things. There's just way too much going on here. Okay, so near the house. Yep, those are... Oh my God, it's another one. They're all wearing this. Okay, I was right. It is a dead body, but I found it weird that there would be like 2 dead bodies. So I was like, that's weird. There's 2 of them. Okay, so I guess this is just the outfit that cultists wear. It doesn't necessarily have to be David. A man in a helmet with numerous cuts on his body, not breathing. A saber. Am I supposed to remember like who has a saber? I don't know. Maybe like Walter always used a saber like this. Let me check. Do I know anyone who used a saber? Walter has a gun and a rapier, or whatever you want to call this. A sword. It's a pointy sword. It's not that one. And his skin is definitely darker than that guy, so... The end to the... Is that a movie? I don't know that movie. Okay, no clue then. But there's another dead body here. Belchester Castle, Blackfields. Yeah, that's what I meant. Blackfield, Crow Tower, Woodshire. There's a port, and there is a capital. We don't need to name the capital. There's just a capital. One of them is over there. So, like, where are we with this map? The river. Blackfield is by the river, and then Woodshire and Crow Tower are off on the sides here. This is one of these houses. Blackfield is by the river and by a forest. And then it's Woodshire by the mountains with Crow whatever next to it. So Blackfield would be... I don't know. I don't know if this is actually... I guess this probably isn't the same. Well, it must be. Wait. Maybe it's oriented differently. Go away. I don't want to be here. I want... Belchester, Blackfield, Crow Tower, and Woodshire are off to the left in this split path, which is over here. They're over this way. Are they, like, in this area? Whatever, it doesn't matter that much. Okay, let's check the other body. It's not a body, it's a living person. Oh, because they're standing up. You can actually tell that that is actually a person standing up, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is, Alistair Coke. Why are you not working, you worthless piece of garbage? I'm doing the same thing I saw Lazarus do during the merit executions. Merit execution, right. Oh my God, you have the idol? In the final chapter, it's Alistair Coke holding the idol? No one else? So what are you trying to do? You're trying to do cane, circle, sideways, T. Is that the same thing as here? Cane, circle, sideways, T. Cane, circle, sideways, T. Yes, you're trying to extract or give bones. Years of life. Who are you trying to do it to? To a horse? Oh, there's an apple. Okay. The horse is just chilling. So for some reason, he's trying to, I would assume, is he trying to give years to the apple? Is this what a normal apple looks like? Can't even tell. It's like yellow with a splotch of red. I'm so colorblind.
That is what it looks like, yeah.
apples aren't supposed to be yellow. Does that mean that this one's already been rotted and he's trying to bring it?
Can be.
Yeah, they could be. True. Yeah, I guess he's trying to take years off the apple because he's going to use this to oldify someone. Yeah, maybe not years. Apples don't really tend to have years. They have, like, days. So how does it work? Like, do you take a certain amount of time and then give that time? So if you take time from an apple, you can really only take, like, a week? Or is it, like, the percentage of its lifespan? So if you rotten the apple, you've taken like 90% of its lifespan and you can therefore give like 70 years to I don't know. Doesn't matter. Do apples turn yellow when they rot? Not really. They just get wrinkly, right? Yeah. So
they turn like brown.
Yeah,
rot.
brown. And is there any brown on this apple right now? No.
Oh.
No, didn't think so. I'm very good at identifying colors. Hello. This regime has to fall. It has taken everything from me. Okay. Whoever you are, I don't think you're anyone I know. The watch is ticking and shows 12 p.m. And it's I've seen this word before because I didn't know how to pronounce it. Navaja blade? Sure.
Probably.
1795, May 15th. Before I read that, let's... 1795, May 15th. And what's the date... What's the date here? Come on. Give me a date.
Clicking through things. Give me a date. Give me a date.
There's no dates. There's no dates. I must be an incel because I haven't got any dates. Fine, there's no dates on anything in this.
I don't remember.
There's a newspaper article.
There should be a date here.
Yes, 1795 February.
Okay.
Great. So we're like 2 months later. 3 months. Great. Oh, whoops, I was here. Okay, great. So 1795 May 15th, Capitol Route Morning Report. At 8, a newfangled insurrectionist carriage passes by. At 8:30, an individual in the insurrectionist uniform passes by on the new two-wheel contraption. At 10:15, 2 individuals in insurrectionist uniforms pass on horses. That doesn't tell me much. Okay, so a bunch of insurrectionists passed by. Okay. At 8, it was a carriage. At 8:30, it was 1 individual on a bike. And at 10:15, 2 of them on horses. So, well... I guess everyone has to pass through here to reach anywhere else on the map. So basically we know that a whole carriage of them passed by. So if there's a whole carriage, it could be any amount. But we know that 1 of them passed by on a bike and then 2 on horses. So you came by on a bike, maybe. You are... one of the people who came on a horse. There should be someone else on a horse that came by, I guess. Sure. So this is their camp. This is where all of them are stationed. Oh, it's Nicholas Maker. He's been in a lot of chapters now. Maybe he's the main character. No, he could never. Nicholas could never be main character. Yes, Comrade Lazarus has not yet returned for several hours. Comrades Alistair and James have gone to find him. If they do not return, we will organize more search parties to find the lost. So Lazarus, okay, has not returned. Alistair and James have gone to find him. James is James Turner, leader of the Seven Seas Company? Yeah. Okay, so we know that 3 of the people who left are Lazarus, Alistair, and James. Oh my god, go back this way. I keep clicking home to go back, which is not the go back button. Don't know who you are. Lazarus could be dead? Maybe? Lazarus did not meet anyone here, though. Right? Lazarus was not in that chapter. Lazarus showed up out of nowhere in chapter 7. He was not in this chapter. I am certain of it. It's not that guy. It's not him. No. It would be a big twist if one of these two was Lazarus and I just didn't notice because their faces are just like in that chapter because they're being blown apart, but I don't think so. So this can only be David or Walter. I guess Walter is the one who would get a note saying like, I treated you unjustly. And the one who was treated unjustly would be Lazarus. But Lazarus did not meet Walter here, unless it happened off screen, but that would be unsatisfying. So, did Lazarus swap minds with David Goret? No, that doesn't make, there's no mind swapping. Can the idol take someone's mind and put it into someone else's body? Is Lazarus Hurst Edmund Cloudsley body swapped? No, I'm thinking that's not going to be anything like that. Come on. So, okay. Alistair and James went to find Lazarus, and oh my god, I got lost as a verb, even though it's a noun. Actually, wait, no, it's noun colored here, actually.
Yeah, this
idle gold. Oh no, golden is adjective, but yeah, these are. It's an adjective that could be used to describe something, though. It looks like. Okay. Anything else here? Wow, Nicholas is in charge because everyone else went out. Oh, hey, it's a new map. Okay, so Blackfield Manor is that one? Huh. Islet. Oh, there's a little lover's islet. That's interesting. The Cloudsley Cabin. The Blackfield Manor. Let me go look at the map again. I'm so confused. Bellwood Crossroads, Party Camp, Little Mermaid. Oh, the Little Mermaid Inn. Is that must be the thing from chapter 4, right? Yeah. Okay. So Cloudsley Cabin is right below this crossroad and Blackfield Manor is above it? Dude, I'm so bad at... Oh, is this the three-way crossroad? I don't even care. It doesn't matter. If that somehow matters to me figuring something out, then I'll look at it again. Because right now I'm so geographically challenged that I can't. Cloudsley. Oh, this is the cab. Right, it's a cabin. It's not the same as the house. So it's not the same place. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. What else is in here?
Right, the prison is not the same place as the detention center.
No, yes, of course. Right. The Cloudsley cabin is not the same as the Cloudsley house. Lazarus Hurst, you built a statue out of him, and it's the least you can do. He's literally Jesus, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's 2 salt shakers. No, they have poison in them. This is a green acid droplet. It's 2 poison bottles, basically.
Whoa, cool salt shakers. Shake.
Yeah, there's a cage. Another cage. Does that mean it's from another pigeon? Lazarus, you took 32 things from me, and I demand you return them. If you refuse, I will make the story of your true origins known to the other party leaders. At 11:30 on May 15th, meet me at the place the idol was stolen from our brotherhood, and poor Willard Wright met his death. Oh god, we're going back to the... okay. Come alone and bring proof, something personal of yours to give to the veiled woman. Can someone just speak straightforwardly in one note in this chapter? Tie a reply to the pigeon and release it from the cage. It will find me. Okay. So, this must then be written by Walter Keane. I will make the story of your true origins known to the other party leaders. Does that mean Walter Keane is a part? Because you only use the word other if there's already one. Does that mean that Walter Keane is a party leader? He isn't, unless he, took over one of the parties. One of the party leaders was led by, what's his name, who died. I think... Because this guy was a party leader, right? Yeah, because he's in the white robe. He was the leader of the... whatever. He's Angus McBain. So... it's possible that Walter Keane took over for McBain, even though they're different houses. But I don't know how inter-house promotion works. Maybe it's allowed. But either way, I mean, I think I just have to assume that this letter is written by Walter Keene. So Walter Keene is mad because Lazarus took 32 things from him. I don't know why Walter Keene is like a super pedantic dweeb all of a sudden, but I guess he is. You took 32 of my dolls. Mom says you can't. But like, sure, whatever. That was the same voice I used for that one other letter from, it was the one that the Silver Seas Trading Company or whatever wrote on that person, and we found it on the corpse. Like, you know, I know that you appeared in my dreams. You can't do that.
That's right.
So whatever. If you refuse, I'll make the story of your true origins known. So I don't understand the other party leaders thing, but we just have to assume this person who wrote this became the Serpent Head leader after McBain died, maybe. So I guess Walter became that. At 11:30 on May 15th, meet me at the place the idol was stolen from our brotherhood, and poor Willard Wright met his death. Oh, but that's a completely different letter than the one in the house. There must be like two different sets of people meeting then, other than the person you're talking to. Right, but that's... Well... Oh, right, because Lazarus is a party leader now. Maybe Lazarus got one of those 3 spots, or his spot is probably at the top, but you could consider Lazarus to be a party leader along with the 3 heads of Gryffindor, Slytherin, and Hufflepuff. So, yeah, sure, it's fine. It makes sense then, yeah. And we're going to meet at the bar, and I want you to bring proof, something personal of yours to give to the Veiled Woman. Man, I wonder if Robert Redrum is still hanging out outside the bar. Gotta bring back everyone in this chapter. Tie your reply to the pigeon, release it from the cage, it will find me. Which is really interesting, because unless there's more than one pigeon, which there can't be more than one pigeon, then, I mean, this does make so much sense as something that Lazarus would write to Walter. So I guess Lazarus wrote this to Walter, but then for some reason Walter came here. I don't know. Let's keep going and see if we can make sense of it. Anything else here? A book. Oh god, more testimonies or... Oh, okay. David Gorin. Since his success at the Mermaid Inn has proven to be a resourceful and discreet professional. Right, so that was the first thing we ever saw at the Mermaid Inn. But who... Wait, what? Okay, Edmund Cloudsley is the... Edmund is the one who sent David Gorin to do that at the Mermaid Inn. If the idol can take years from someone... No. No, there's no way. There's no way. No. I was gonna say, did Edmund make himself young again and become Lazarus? But I don't think so. They don't look like they could be the same person. No, Edmund doesn't look anything like Lazarus. He could have made himself young again, though, and become someone, but doesn't really make any sense. There isn't anyone else that he could have become, so he's just dead. He's probably just dead. They said he was dead, so he's dead. I don't see anyone else who even looks similar to him facially. Okay, your eyebrows and your nose don't change when you become younger. He's got like a really long nose. There's no, he didn't become anyone else. There's no way. Is he in this chapter? He must be. Is he not in this chapter?
Yeah. He is. He's the guy angrily pointing his finger there. Next to Mary.
Right, yeah. He has a long, pointy nose and a very square, pointy jaw that, like, juts out. You can't change your features like that. Pointy nose, long, big jaw that juts out. He did not become someone else. That's just not the same person. There's no way. It's not young. Lazarus is not young Edmund Cloudsley. There's no chance. And there's no one else who even looks like that. So no, there's no way. Edmund's just dead. And yet it would make the most sense for how they seem to have faked his death if Edmund enlisted both Walter and David there. So if Edmund could become Lazarus Hearst, it would really make a lot of sense, but I don't. It's probably not, but okay. Oh yeah, and I have found further proof that this was written by Edmund Cloudsley. It's the EC logo on the book. Forgot about that. So yeah, I mean, well, whatever. I figured that out even without seeing the logo. My instinct was correct. The only person who would say that David Gorin served you well since the Mermaid Inn is Edmund Cloudsley. So sure, Edmund Cloudsley's Lazarus Hearst. I've decided. I swear Lazarus's skin color is darker, but it's whatever. Maybe you can do that. If you can turn an apple yellow, then you can darken your skin color. Nicholas Maker, yeah. Cowardly but dutiful, useful up to a limit. Well, you've given in some pretty big jobs, so sure.
Given a surprising number of chapters. So, yeah.
Alistair Coke, pompous and vain, but being a military man is ready to obey and ready to kill. Yep, not any new information there. James Turner, greedy and hedonistic, requires constant material motivation to cooperate. That doesn't sound like a good person to have working under you. Get someone loyal. But sure, whatever. He already had the position. And Walter Keane, ambitious and inventive, but treacherous as many smart people are. Yep. I mean, that makes sense. He committed treachery against his cult, who he was working for until he met you, so... Sure. This doesn't tell me much about these people. It's pretty straightforward, but the biggest hint is that, like, I don't know, Edmund Cloudsley, still in play. But does that mean this? Well, I mean, yeah, if this letter is written to Lazarus and it's stored in the same place as Edmund Cloudsley's journal, they don't look anything alike. They really don't. Even if he subtracted years. I mean, this nose is a little pointy and the jaw, like, can I get a different angle? They're not the same person. They literally can't be. Do I have any more shots of Lazarus? Yeah. It's not the same person. The eyes are different. His eyes are, like, thinner. And Edmund Cloudsley's are not. I mean, they're kind of, but his jaw juts out more and his skin is lighter. It's not the same person. And no, we have never seen Edmund and Lazarus. That's not even a joke. Lazarus literally appeared the one chapter after Edmund was gone, out of nowhere. Been in the same
room together.
They have definitely never been in the same room together, and yeah. So I guess it's him. Sure. He doesn't look anything like him, but of course Edmund did want to he had big political aspirations, and it would make a lot of sense. And I guess in order to not make it obvious, they just sort of, like, oh, the lighting was different in those places. It made his skin look lighter or darker. It's, so you couldn't really tell. And we have him at different angles, so you don't really see his big pointy jaw from the same angle. I don't know. Sure, okay. Sure, I don't know. I think that's everything here. So I've done this. Should be no more yellow there in any of them. Yeah. I don't think there is. No, no more yellow. Though I still don't understand why this would be the meeting place when they said it should be at the Little Mermaid Inn, but, you know, whatever. Okay. Well, I think before we do anything else, we should probably go to the Little Mermaid Inn then, and then we'll look at this place, whatever it is later, the Little Lover's Islet. Everything up north doesn't matter. Maybe it's just where the king lives or something, or maybe it'll get unlocked. Because it's weird that we can't, there's nothing here. Okay. It's the inn. Oh my god, the same people are there. It's literally just the same people. They have not moved. Okay. What's up here? Oh, we can't go upstairs? Lame. That's fine.
Nope.
Whatever the heck this poster is, it was for it was for the musician. Now it's for like a monkey drinking beer. I don't know. Sure. Let's start with this book. So, oh my god, it's Ada Baker. I told you she was coming back. So the Dandelion room, Ada Baker is staying there, and the Forget-Me-Not room is Walter Knott. Which is different than Walter Keane? Or he's using like a what's the, not a synonym, a pseudonym? Pseudonym, he's using a pseudonym, I guess. Except he kept the same first name, but Walter wanted to meet who here? Damn it, stop clicking the home button. The note sent to Lazarus said, "Meet me at the place the idol was stolen from our brotherhood," and Willard Wright met his death. So Walter did want to meet Lazarus here. So that's probably Walter staying there. "All those older rats sneaking around there. This is no good. I hope they'll just blackmail me and bugger off." Sure. A lemon, a knife, keys, yeah. So the order is just the cult. He doesn't like that the cult is around. He just wants them to do whatever the fuck they want and then leave. Okay, sure. "Nonsense, I am not an idiot. But real men like us could beat those order party ninnies even without any weapons." Okay, you're the dude who was playing cards in the other chapter, I'm guessing. I don't even remember your name. You sucked at cards, right? John Breage? Sure. Okay, am I gonna have to fill in who he is? I don't even know. Oh my god, there's so many things. I'm not even gonna look at them yet. This woman I think is also returning. I don't really remember her. "I heard rumors you lost a cannon while gambling." Yeah, okay, whatever. And I guess that's Ada Baker. She's not in her maid uniform. "Do you think they will try to kidnap the king? Me and my employer are getting out of this blasted country." Who's your employer? Edmund Cloudsley? So he never figured out that you tried to poison him? And the reason we didn't see you at the cabin in the woods was just because it was your day off, I guess? Okay. "I have instructed him to arrive at around 11:30. Most likely he will be in order party uniform. If he comes alone without any backup outside, approach him. If he gives you something that belonged to the one who escaped your tonic, you may proffer him the instruction slip I gave you. Conceal your face. He may recognize you." Oh my god, this chapter is so many. Okay, so the one who escaped her tonic is Edmund. She was hired to kill Edmund by we don't know who. She shouldn't still be working for him. Maybe she just kept the handkerchief. And she has an employer who wants to get out of the country, which But she must have been working for the cult. The cult wanted to poison Edmund to get his idol. So when she poisoned him, she was paid by the cult. If she were still working with the cult, she would not want to get out of the blasted country. They control the country, so... Very confusing. Unless she's somehow still working for Edmund Cloudsley, which really would not make sense. Because, I mean, I guess if he never knew that she's the one who did it, then she could still technically be working for Edmund Cloudsley, who is Lazarus. And so, who told someone to meet here a little bit past 11? Oh my god, stop. Sorry. I'm trying to go back to the menu, and I keep clicking home, and then my fingers move on their own. Okay. You... Lazarus, aka Edmund, maybe? But Lazarus and Edmund would not leave the blasted country. They lead the country now, so what? That's so weird, but okay. The person who told... We just have to take things one at a time and work with the things we factually know. The person who told someone to go to the bar and give something to the veiled woman is Lazarus. Or it is the person who has this central tent leading the cult. Very likely Lazarus. So Lazarus is the one who told Ada Baker to go there. Which would make him not Edmund, but sure, whatever. Lazarus told Walter Keane to go to the bar and give something to Ada. Now, Lazarus is going to double-cross Walter Keane again, of course. And yet that's not the thing that's happening over here. Except I think maybe these two areas maybe contain one person in common, because... Stupid home button. No. Because... Okay, so it's a little bit past 11 when Walter was supposed to meet Ada at the bar. The two-wheel contraption person went at 8:30 to the cabin in the woods. These two maybe went to look for Lazarus. If Lazarus told Walter to go meet Ada at the bar, why did Lazarus go out? Who was Lazarus meeting? Was he... This does seem to be... Wait. I'm sorry for being so... Okay. This person treated someone else unjustly. This looks like what Lazarus would have sent to Walter. That's what Lazarus sent to Walter. Because Walter told Lazarus to come meet him at the bar. Lazarus told Walter to meet him at the bar. Walter told Lazarus to go to the bar and give something to Ada, and Walter would be waiting there, which we know he was because he has the room booked upstairs. Walter told Lazarus to go to the bar, prove his identity to Ada, and then he'd be allowed to go upstairs and meet. Walter told Lazarus to come to the bar, and Lazarus replied and said, "Okay, I'll come alone," to the bar. So this is where Walter was staying before he went to the bar, theoretically. And we don't know why something is happening at this shack, but someone thought this was Walter and tried to kill him. And then Walter tricked them and shot them. So this is probably Walter. This is probably Walter. We don't know what time it is right now. Oh, wait, we do. It's 12:15 according to the watch. It's 12:15, so it's basically about an hour after the meeting at the bar was supposed to happen. So I think Walter survived the meeting at the bar and then came here back to his own place. And when he arrived here at his place, he saw this person being about to kill him, and he shot them. The only thing is, the only gun here, there's one bullet hole and one gun. Walter, assuming this is Walter, I mean, Walter was called a traitor, so they would have taken years off of him and made him old. So this could just be Walter, and he is a Dark-Hand steward. So this is Walter. Fell for the same trap as you did all those years ago. Strawmen are your bane. Was a strawman used in this? Yes, strawman in a coffin, basically. They delivered a coffin, but it had gentleman robber Walter Keane pretended to deliver a corpse. I don't know if they delivered a straw man. I mean, it must have been a straw man. I don't remember where it said that, if it did, but it was a straw man in a coffin, basically, probably. The person who fell for the straw man that time was also David. David opened the coffin. Oh, there. That's... I don't know where they said it was a straw man. Probably the part where it's a straw man. They didn't have to say it. It's you have eyes.
Once again, it is literal.
Yes. David fell for a straw man in a coffin here, and so he fell for a straw man again. So even though I was like wrong that, oh, because, you know, David is wearing the same, you know, I was like, oh, this David was wearing, you know, a brown jacket with a night helmet, so that's David. So that's obviously David here. It's like, no, everyone's wearing that outfit now. But this is David. David fell for a straw man again. David was sent to take out Walter Keane because David is working for Lazarus now, aka Edmund Cloudsley. And yeah, this is Walter. He survived whatever happened at the bar, and then he came here and found David about to kill him and shot him. The weird part is, like, did the bullet pass through? How tall is he? Did the bullet pass through him and go into the window as well? That's a little weird, but, you know, maybe if he's really tall and the window is not very high up. Sure. All right, what else is happening at the bar? I didn't click her hand of cards. So yeah, Lazarus instructed, or sorry, Walter. Oh, Walter, right. Walter is the one who... Right, Walter's the one who told Lazarus to come here, which means Walter is the one who told Ada to come here. Right. So Lazarus would be in an Order Party uniform because he's the leader of the Order Party. Walter is now Ada's employer? Perhaps always was. That would make sense. Right. Walter is Ada's employer. Walter was working for the cult to steal the idol back during the first few chapters before we met him. So he could have hired Ada to poison Edmund. to get the idol. And then when that didn't work, he stormed the cabin in the woods instead. So Ada works for Walter, which then makes sense because Walter definitely wants to get out of this country now because he was betrayed by Lazarus. And she doesn't know what their plans are because she's not with the cult anymore. She's with Walter, who was excommunicated from the cult. So Walter tells Ada Lazarus is going to arrive in a uniform. You can greet him. If he gives you something that belongs to the one who escaped your tonic, you may proffer him the instruction slip I gave you. So Walter wants to meet Lazarus because he thinks Lazarus owes him 32 things. Oh, the instruction slip would probably be go upstairs and enter the second room from the right, or, whatever. There's only 2 rooms up here. But, maybe that's the instruction slip? Or maybe it's something else. I don't know. Ada has survived, so Lazarus didn't do anything to her as of, an hour ago. And in order to prove himself, Lazarus needs to give you something that belongs to Edmund. Is that what the note said? The note said, bring proof, something personal of yours. Yeah, Lazarus is just Edmund. The art style, their face is... Again, the features aren't totally dissimilar, so yeah, it's that is the case. And so... Though, this note should specify something of yours that from, your old life, not something that belongs to cult leader Lazarus, but didn't specify it for some reason. But, sure, okay.
Yeah.
That's literally the only thing it can be, so that's sure. So, yeah, and then if he proves it, then you give him the instructions. Sure, okay. It all makes sense, except for what's happening at the house. Well, I guess it makes sense. Walter was... Oh, hey, we're back here. I didn't mean to click that, but I meant to click this house. So this is where Walter has been staying. That's why the response from Lazarus came to him, and he left it here at the house, and he went over to the bar. He survived whatever happened at the bar, maybe because Lazarus came alone. But, of course, Lazarus still had a plan to kill Walter by sending David to get him here, but Walter was prudent and ambushed David. Okay, I think we have everything. Everything makes sense. So this is the house. Okay, this is the house. Oh, right, it's by a lake. Oh, it's by a lake, and then there's the 2 more houses off on the crossroads here. I think I see it now. I think I see how it fits the map. It's here by a lake, and then there's 2 houses. If you, this one, then Blackfield House, where we are now, I think is down to the lower left of them. Okay, this doesn't matter. I just can't help it. I wanna visualize the map in my head, and I suck at it. It's supposed to be down to the bottom left of them. So it should be here, This is to their left. If this is up, then this is whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay. Sure, let's go here next. We're at 29 out of 36. Wow, we're actually almost done. I guess I have figured out most of it. Pile of mangled and burned corpses. What the hell happened here? Were you using this as a... Oh, they tried to break in here and someone had a cannon ready to shoot them. And there's nothing else to click. That's all I've got here.
Yep.
This is another one of the... This is some sort of carriage. Does that mean that it's a newfangled insurrectionist carriage? So a whole carriage came by, one individual came by on a bike, and then 2 of them in uniforms passed on horses. One of them was Alistair, the other is James Turner, who also came to look for Lazarus. We don't know where James Turner is yet, but I'm guessing it'll be at the Lover's Islet. Lover's Islet, I wonder if that's where that other chapter took place. The one where with Gideon. But we'll see in a moment. So we don't know where James is. The two-wheel device was here, and if it was driven by David Gorin, then he really made his presence known. Like, obviously, if Walter returns to his house and sees a giant bike outside, he's going to be careful. But I guess... So for whatever reason, David came here thinking Walter would be in the house, even though he should have known that Walter was out meeting Lazarus and might return home. So that part's a little bit weird, but, you know, whatever. So yeah, this is... Stupid home button. This is where the carriage came with multiple people in it. Didn't Rose live here? Wasn't Rose given this house?
That is a good question.
She was. I'm pretty sure she was given this house. Whatever Albert Cloudsley, Sebastian Cloudsley, whoever Cloudsley in the will said, Rose, come home from the palm tree logo place and live in my house. And then Rose died a little while later, and we don't know who got the house. So, I mean, it's not in good condition, but that's might just be recent because of the cannonball. So, I don't know. I just hope that whoever fired this cannon was wearing their proper cannon attire when they did so.
Yes.
And otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Okay, last location. The Lover's Islet. Oh, no. The Lover's Islet is not the house with the testimonies. Is this the first time there's a moving thing to click on?
It's actually not the first time.
Oh, there was the horse from chapter 2.
Yes.
Only horses move.
Only horses move.
It's funny because the tracking on it is like, it's weird, right? The yellow dot doesn't really look like it's moving quite with the horse.
Yeah, the yellow dot's moving very smoothly. It's
right, it moves smoothly, but the horse has like frame by frame, so it's like it's a little bit of a weird effect. Okay, let's look at the horse first. Seven Seas Trading Company. Oh, well, it's probably James Turner's horse. I have some small but pressing business to attend to at the property of our late brother Sebastian, the previous Proud Beast steward. I will be back at the camp for our 10 o'clock strategy meeting as planned. Lazarus. What does that mean then? Lazarus has pressing business to attend to at the property of our late brother Sebastian. Oh, Sebastian was a Proud Beast steward. Okay, that explains why he left the idol to the cult then. I always assumed that maybe Nicholas Maker, like, became Sebastian's lawyer so that he could forge in the will. Oh, by the way, he left the idol to an associate named Willard Wright. But no, Sebastian was just part of the cult, so he left it to Willard Wright on purpose, and Nicholas Maker was his lawyer because he's just part of the cult. No conspiracy. That's fine. I think it could have worked either way, but yeah, that's fine. So Sebastian was part of the cult, but I guess no one really knew. There was a mask on Sebastian's wall the whole time.
Yes, there is. And you might also notice
the coat. It's a white coat. I didn't know. Wait, a white coat is for the leader, though, isn't it?
No, it's not that coat, but the coat on the top of the bed, however, is a steward's coat.
Oh, I see.
You might also notice that he has a red ring. He's the first person to have the identifying red ring.
Oh, does red ring mean that you're a symbol of the cult?
That means that you're in the cult, yeah.
I never noticed that.
You see a lot of people with this ruby ring, and
I know so many people had them that I just started tuning them out. I was like, yeah, whatever. I guess everyone just has a ruby ring in this world.
That's very funny because the more I saw them, the more I didn't tune it out. I'm like, oh, this is something.
Yeah, I was like, whatever. The game is just reusing assets. You know, everyone just has a ring. Did not think of that at all. Yeah. Well, everyone has those weird knives, or was that only Rose who had one of those?
True. Well, I think it's only Rose that does, but everyone does have like a weapon, which
Yeah, there's a
mostly...
few things that people have, but the ring is makes. And there was a mask, right? I should have remembered that because I definitely remembered the mask from like the cover of the game, probably. But I don't know. I don't know how much I focused on the mask here. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Is it the same horse, though, is the question. Yeah, that dot also moves very smoothly. Okay, it's a different horse, though, because it's not white. Okay. So... Lazarus had something to attend to there. He'll be back at the camp for our 10 o'clock strategy meeting. And he never arrived for the 10 o'clock strategy meeting, it seems like, which is why they sent people out to look for him. Which means that if he didn't arrive at the 10 o'clock strategy meeting, he also never even got here. Which explains why Ada's just chilling and Walter Keane went back home because Lazarus didn't show up. Probably, presumably. Well, unless Lazarus was the one who set up the cannon, but I'd be shocked. That doesn't sound right. These are Lazarus's men, and they got ambushed by the cannon. Now, who left the cannon there? Have there been any cannons in previous chapters? I don't think so. There's an explosion here, but not a cannon. No cannon in this one or this one. No, I think it's the first time we've seen a cannon. So that we don't know. We don't know who set up this cannon. We don't know why Lazarus felt he had to come here or who set up the cannon. So, Peter, Mary, do you have the answer to that? Because you're the only things left to click unless something... Are they really going to have 7 more things on them? Because if not, maybe this will open up. I don't know. That would be cool. I don't think it will. Nah. Oh my god, stop. Am I the only one who keeps clicking the home button when I mean to just go back?
Yes.
Surely other people have done that.
I didn't have this problem.
Oh my god. Alright.
That's okay.
Worry not and continue the feast, wife. Nothing can stand in my way. I will kill our enemies wherever we go. Well, you're on the run because her father freaking ratted you out.
Right.
Hey, this is the sword. This is the same sword that Walter had in episode 6. Probably doesn't matter. And you are still racing horses. All right, we're only at 30 out of 36. I must have missed something unless Mary's carrying a million things. Oh, dear husband, you are so brave, and you have been drinking since early this morning. But what will we do now? What if the evil government men find us?
This is horrible.
That would be horrible. A heart? Well, she could have a lot of things to click because she's got letters.
She has a fucking book with letters.
All right.
Yeah.
Become the pure flower that I know you can be for me. Edmund Cloudsley. Wait, was Edmund? Oh, right. There was a love triangle. Did Edmund also like Mary? I can't remember. Dear Mary, I know where your unworthy mate is hiding you. Soon I will free you from his dirty paws and ship him to the colonies, while you and I will put on a pedestal of sweetest praise. While you, I will put on a pedestal of sweetest praise, and you will become my ideal wife. Edmund, 1795, March 15th. Well, there we go. Edmund is still alive. Don't be too shocked now. Man, if this was the first thing you click, this would be your first sign that Edmund is still alive. So that's interesting. It's interesting how you can really do this chapter in a lot of different orders.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to look at.
Okay. This is from 1788, and she still kept the book this whole time, but she married Peter, so I don't know what's up with her. 1788, January 5th. Was that around the time of the dinner? 1788, January 5th. This dinner was, 1788. So yeah, Edmund did like Mary, but Mary apparently chose Peter. I can't even remember why or when we found that out. think we just found it out last chapter, but she chose Peter. I mean, Edmund was old. He's not old anymore, though, so, you know. So, yeah, and Edmund keeps sending her letters, and she's kept them, and she's kept this book, so... Oh, she has both books. She's just stuck between them, I guess. Wow. Mary, my uncle Edmund Cloudsley died in some robbery, and I am rich. Now your father will see me for the man that I am. Let's marry. Peter, 1788 December. Wow. Cool. So Edmund did not actually die, and I guess Peter became rich because finally he inherited something. So she kept both of their books. I mean, for a little while, she might not have realized Edmund was still alive, but now he's been sending her stuff, and she's just stringing them both along, though she has been married to Peter, and Edmund's off doing other things, so... That's 36 out of 36.
Sure is.
I mean, I feel like I mostly know what happened in this place and this place, but I don't really know who set up cannons here or how Lazarus felt he had to go there, so... Okay. So why are there these images at the top? Am I supposed to...
Click on them.
What? Did I accidentally go... What?
These images just take you to the other chapters.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell? Because it kind of froze for a second, too, when I clicked it, and I was like, did I somehow accidentally...
Oh, yeah, it was just loading the other
Oh,
chapter.
is the ship clickable? Yes, the ship is clickable. I completely forgot about the ship.
Yeah, it is clickable.
It's a ship. Yeah. I forgot about the ship. I was thinking when I was doing this, I was like, oh, I'll do the ship next. But I guess it's nothing. It's just a ship. The only thing the ship means is that it's a way that people could have arrived there without passing by this woman, whose entire existence is just to tell you how many people passed by. It's the only reason she exists. She doesn't even have a name. This is like the only chapter where you don't have to name the people, so... Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, you've been jumping from chapter to chapter. You actually could have used those shortcuts the whole time, but you didn't really look at this part. So
yeah, it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter that much. It's pretty whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So they want you to be going back. So basically, there's 3 things happening, and then 3 people were killed. So basically, David Gorin was killed. Someone killed Walter Key. Basically, here, let's fill in that one because I don't think it's before noon. It could have been before noon, or it could have been in the afternoon. Well, it's only 12:15 now, and I think he was just killed. So yeah, let's Walter Keene killed David Gorin at the cabin. Oh, I have to do all of them. I see. Okay. It's not gonna give me them one at a time, right? That's the left section. Because yeah, who are our other dead people? I mean, we haven't seen Lazarus or James Turner, so wow, everything has gone wrong. But I don't even know who set up that cannon. So early in the morning. Oh, I see. Each one of these corresponds. So in the afternoon, this is the one I basically know. So in the afternoon, David Gorin went to the cabin to kill Walter Keene because Walter Keene had tried to blackmail Lazarus Hearst. I was like, I wonder what happens if I put in Edmund Cloudsley, but I don't have that. Oh, here, I'll move the pieces over so you can see what I have. Nicholas Maker, kill, kidnap, and then David Gorin. That's what we have. So, had tried to blackmail Lazarus Hearst to get back his... Oh! That's the thing he took 32
There's
of.
32 things that they're taking.
I should have. I was so stuck on it just being. I was like, it's just random pedantry. 32 things.
Oh, you
like,
stole exactly 32 things from me.
Yeah, it's like, oh, right. Every time something doesn't make sense, it's because it's actually nice. Years. Should have known.
Perfect.
Okay. But the rest of this stuff I still don't know. So they kind of all follow the same format. So early in the morning, someone went somewhere to someone because someone wanted to something the... There aren't many things here, so they wanted to something the adjective noun. The ideal wife, the dead wife, the ideal body, the golden wife, the golden body, the dead idol, the ideal idol. There's literally 3 adjectives and 3 nouns. So
that's true.
Dead, ideal, and golden. So the fun thing would be if you had to mismatch one of these adjectives from the noun that it like obviously fits. I don't know if that will happen, but you know, could be. Alistair Coke. Let's just sort these things out. James Turner, Peter Batley, Mary, something doesn't seem to matter. Nicholas Maker, Mary. Ooh. Just switch places with find, god damn it. All right, and then we have our verbs here: find, fight, have, kidnap, and then the locations. There we go. It's all nicely sorted. Doesn't it look so nice and color-coded now? Yes, exactly. Someone went. So-and-so went to the cabin in order to find the ideal bones. So early in the morning, someone went somewhere to something because someone wanted to something. Before noon, someone went out to try and... Oh, that's okay. Now I know that one because there's only one thing that fits. So Alistair Coke and James Turner. My ideal bones. My golden bones. Went out to try and find... To try and find... Oh, I can copy Lazarus Hurst from over here. To try and find Lazarus Hurst. Instead, they found... Before noon, Alistair Coke and James Turner went out to try and find Lazarus Hurst. Instead, they found... You're trying to use the idol. You're trying to do the same thing. You're trying to do it to this apple. Now, the other horse is over here, so James Turner must have arrived here, but, like, apparently not, because these two seem pretty undisturbed. I really don't know. Instead, we have the islet, the manor, the inn, the castle, the crossroads, the camp. I'm sure this is the correct first sentence, so this is going to explain what happened to James Turner. They started to fight over it. I mean, this is the only thing that makes sense. They found the golden idol at the... That I don't know. I'm really tempted to trial and error all the locations, because I'm pretty sure this other stuff must be correct. But I don't know what evidence I have for where they would have found the golden idol. I won't trial and error just yet. So early in the morning, I guess Lazarus Hurst went to the manor to... I don't know. I don't know why he went to the manor. I don't recall finding any evidence that would explain why Lazarus would have come here. There was one note somewhere that said he was doing that. I don't even remember where that note was. Edmund was gonna... Were they hiding? Is that why they're here, the lovers? Because they were at this manor and this is nearby? Well, Peter lives near here, right? If Peter inherited Edmund's house... Oh no, this is Peter's house. So yeah, he would just be nearby anyway, I guess. Sort of, except wasn't he like on the run or something? Near his house? He was on the run, he was just on this island. No one thought to look here. This is James Turner's horse. How did it get all the way here if they didn't... Guess I don't know. Lazarus Hearst did seem to go to the manor to find Mary. Oh, her last name is Batley now. Did he go to the islet or to the manor? Find Mary Batley because Lazarus Hearst went to the manor to find Mary Batley because Lazarus Hearst wanted to have the ideal wife? Okay. So it's just weird. I didn't think this was going to be correct because grammatically it's weird to use the same full name twice in a sentence.
Yeah, but
normally you would use the pronoun he.
Does it too.
Yeah, exactly. They can't make it too obvious.
I'm pretty sure that you can also say kidnap very badly. I think both kidnap and find work here.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, you can't change it.
I didn't think find would work, but yeah, it does.
That's funny. It's not kidnapping. They're in love. So, totally. Okay. Kidnap. Okay, sure.
But, yeah.
What if you entered, he went to the manor to fight Peter Batley so that he could get his ideal wife? Would that work?
I don't know.
That would be funny. Okay. So, and I guess Peter fucking killed him with a goddamn cannon. Really? Peter Batley Peter Batley is the one who takes down the main villain? Is that really it? Oh, I won't know until I put them all in.
You won't know until you put them all in.
Peter just had a cannon near, and he just set it up as a trap. Smart guy has confirmed it. See, if you didn't say don't look sorry, I would have just thought you were, going along with the scenario just for fun. But yeah, no, it doesn't confirm it yet. But I mean, I have it. So Peter Batley killed Lazarus Hearst with a cannon.
There's not much left to fill in here.
No, now that I know that, it's just... I mean, so obviously Alistair killed... Oh, I know where I can find some things to help me know where this happened. Because it's got to be the location of James Turner's dead body. There's no body here. There's no body here. Oh, crossroads. There we go. Yeah, I'd forgotten that we found this body at the crossroads, so obviously that's where it happened. I guess they might have... Well, he kills him at the crossroads. Is that where they found the idol? Because if Lazarus died at the manor, wouldn't they have found it at the manor? Yeah, okay. So they went to the manor, and then on their way back, they, yeah, okay.
There you go.
There we go.
The scroll has been fulfilled.
Peter kills Edmund, aka Lazarus. I'm not crazy, though. They look like they have different skin colors. whatever.
I think that they look pretty similar, honestly.
No way, Lazarus' skin is darker. Okay.
He's got a tan, I guess.
Before storming the king's castle with the Order Party, Lazarus Hearst led his men to Sebastian Cloudsley's old manor in order to find his long-lost love, Mary Batley, née Richards, who was hiding there with her husband, Peter Batley. Upon entering the manor, Lazarus and his troops were confronted by a drunk Peter and the cannon he had won while gambling. Did we learn anything about the cannon until now?
We did, yeah.
Where did we?
The guy the guy that they say, like, oh, I heard a rumor that you lost a cannon gambling.
Oh.
And you can actually see it. You can see on the ship there's a cannon missing.
So Peter blew up Lazarus, breaking the idol. Oh my god, that's what the game's been leading up to. The idol literally just gets destroyed by drunk Peter.
Fucking Peter Batley.
Peter blew up Lazarus, breaking the idol, and then fled the scene with Mary. And the musician is back. Down with virtues. Drink! Down with virtues. Hey, weren't you with the Order Party? Oh, no. Oh my god.
They're still playing cards the exact same way.
That's exactly how it is. No, I was never part of that bad thing. I can take this brass trinket for scrap metal. You can have 3 so for it and call yourself lucky. Is this is just a young Alistair Coke? So he got it working, I guess?
No, I don't know.
Maybe he's not young.
I think so.
Okay.
It's broken, so that's why he couldn't work.
He just looks younger now. Everyone looks different in every goddamn scene. His hair looks young here. Wasn't his hair gray and now it looks like blonde?
I can't actually see it because your head is in front, but
right.
It's okay.
He looks younger now.
Yeah, you're right. He does look younger.
The art style is just like that. People just look different, and that's why Lazarus looked a little different than Edmund. Well, I'm glad that all my speculation about what the hell was going on with Edmund seemingly faking his death, I'm glad that wasn't for nothing. I would never have suspected that Lazarus.
I didn't. I've seen people come up. I thought that you at one point thought of that possibility, but you dismissed it. I've seen people come up with that possibility earlier. I didn't know until the last chapter, but I figured it out pretty quickly. So I saw Edmund Cloudsley's book. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they made it a little bit too easy to figure out because it's just Edmund Cloudsley's book. I figured it out just from the note saying, like, he's done good work for me ever since the inn, because it was like, well, there's only one person that could be. Well, Lazarus is the name of someone who gets reborn, right?
Right, yes.
I don't remember.
It's a Bible story.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't really know the Bible, but I knew it was the name of someone reborn. But he was like taking the position of like Jesus reborn for the cult, right? So color gray. Is this gray? This looks green to me. Oh my god.
Oh, it's gray. Yes.
Yeah. Whatever. Epilogue. Oh, nice. So yeah. We'll look at that in a second. I like how the cannon has an eye. Is that on purpose? It looks like a Pokemon now.
That's funny. Yeah, I like that.
There was something I wanted to go back. Oh, right. The line about the cannon was there, but we never saw the cannon. We just heard about it here. From this woman whose name I don't even remember. I heard rumors you lost a cannon while gambling. Yeah,
and there's something that says explicitly that Peter Batley is the one who won it, but you can, eventually draw that conclusion.
You can draw the conclusion just because of... I wouldn't have ever guessed that if I hadn't had this thing sort of instructing me how to fill in these sentences. But then I was like, well, this is the only way that would make sense, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
Peter Batley, that crazy son of a bitch, he did it.
It's the epilogue now. The grand vision of a better world. Well, there's no idol. I guess the cult is finished. Oh.
Yep,
this is like the flashback when he makes the whole plan with them. That's cool. So outside the window, we have a dead person. Donate to a veteran who lost his leg in the noble defense of his homeland. Did you kill a homeless veteran?
Took his life force.
Yeah, they took his life probably.
And then this is the life force that he uses.
Oh, you can see his face changing. Yeah.
Yeah. See, there he is.
Look at that. His jaw literally changes. It's pointy and it becomes a little less. I guess it just became pointy with age, and his nose became a little bit more. Here it's a full pointy nose, and here it looks more like one of those Easter Island statues. And yeah, his eyes change. They still stay kind of thin though. Yeah. Wow. Well, it would make sense if Lazarus was the dead one at the cabin, because it's Walter's cabin, and they seem like Walter and Lazarus were supposed to be meeting. Because the dialogue from the two people at the cabin sort of made it seem like they were meant to meet each other there. But I guess not. Yeah, no, it's like you just see these two, and it seems like they know each other, and there's something special about them meeting here. So then when you find a note saying, meet me at so-and-so alone, you think it's these two, but it's not.
Yeah, I'm a little bit unclear on whether or not Walter Keane intended to lure David Gorin here. I think he meant to lure Lazarus Hearst here, Edmund Cloudsley. And then he was like, oh, it's David Gorin instead. Haha.
Yeah, maybe, because I don't know what he was going to do in the bar. So, yeah. Yeah, the main character would be part of a pile of unremarkable corpses. Right, exactly. One of these is just Lazarus Hearst, Edmund Cloudsley, the main character. Is he the main character or the main villain? I mean, there's not even any heroes in this game other than
not really
Peter,
other than Peter Bentley.
So yeah. So Walter is the most interesting. I mean, what is up with Walter? Let me look at the rest of the epilogue, and then maybe we can see what's up with him.
Yeah, he is an interesting character, despite the fact that he only appears in Chapter 6, so you feel like you, know all these other characters before him.
He appears in Chapter 7 and 8.
Yeah, but
you meant only... Yeah, he shows up surprisingly late. Yeah, so...
As an interesting thing about this game is that these characters, don't appear very much, and they don't have much dialogue. But you get to feel like you know them because you're solving so many things about their lives.
Yeah, kind of.
You're like, oh yeah,
they always just sort of come out of nowhere and seem to have changing loyalties, and it's like, what's going on?
I've watched a couple of playthroughs of this game now, and everyone is always like, oh yeah, it's my boy David Gorin, even though all he did was show up and say, interesting. And then he shows up, later, and they're like, oh, yeah, it's that guy. All right. It's
he's literally our only hook, keeping one chapter consistent with the next. Well, I guess Edmund Cloudsley is, too, but, he's lamer, so... Yeah. So, let's see. His first order of business is him threatening Edmund to return the idol, but then he hires... What do you mean threatening him to return it?
Yes, this is what I actually didn't realize this until just now. That Walter Keane... What's that?
Let me actually look at the epilogue first, and then we can discuss.
Yeah, sure. We can talk
witness
about
the power of the idol in my hands and swear loyalty to Lazarus Hearst. We will build the ideal society. Okay. Yep, it's the life one. Oh, so you just took the life from the guy outside, of course. The Brotherhood of Masks. Is that what the cult is called? I guess it is.
Yes.
Only one thing is worse than imbeciles. Imbeciles with power. The rich and noble have a social club with mystical rituals and other hogwash and are so stupid that they did not realize when they had some truly miraculous technology in their hands. However, they are influential and persistent and have already caused a great deal of harm to me and my goals. Walter Keane has told me more about their organization and practices. If he tells the truth and they are truly devoted to their religious entity of Griffin Reborn, I could gain some powerful allies for my next move. Okay, so Edmund, he doesn't like the Brotherhood because they're imbeciles.
Yeah, I think this is interesting that you learn, he thinks the Brotherhood's fucking stupid.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
He's just using them.
Well, yeah, I mean, he doesn't like them because they did just try to kill him, so...
Right.
They are rich and noble, though. I guess he probably knows that the Lord of the Seven Seas Company and the General of the Army or whatever are part of it, maybe. But they were investigating the idol, or they had the idol because Sebastian Cloudsley was part of them, but they didn't really realize how strong it is, and Edmund actually realizes it. So he's gonna try to infiltrate and take over. So the Order Party Manifesto. Wow, he already has this written. This is right at the start. He already had his manifesto.
Yep.
So all citizens are equal in the fact that they are worthless servants to me. All citizens must serve society to the full extent of their abilities, aka serve me. Citizens must be evaluated according to how virtuous they are. Yeah. A society with internal contradictions is unsustainable. Oh yeah, all of the rules made so much sense. No contradictions. Therefore, it must be led by the most virtuous citizen. The king should step down. The aristocracy must be abolished, of course. And the more virtuous citizens are better able to serve society. Therefore, virtuous citizens deserve to gain more time on this earth, and bad citizens deserve to lose time. That all makes sense. And of course, right, there's a whole chapter for Mary, because
I like how the rules for the Order Party just get get worse and worse. Like it starts out like all citizens are equal. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
All citizens must serve society.
Sure.
Okay.
We owe each other to help society.
Citizens must be evaluated according to how virtuous they are.
Being a good person is good.
I mean, it's a little bit Orwellian, but I guess that's, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
A society with internal contradictions is unsustainable. Okay.
Right.
Virtuous citizens must gain more time on this earth. Oh, God.
Yeah. All right, Mary. This is unbelievable. My pure Mary is joined in matrimony with that clown, Peter Batley. Oh, she must have done it out of grief for my death. Such a hasty decision goes against every principle of virtue. Therefore, I consider the marriage null and void. She will come to me once she learns I still live. But for now, my duties in the service of humanity take precedence. Oh, that's so selfless of you, Edmund.
I like how here she is in her "this is horrible" face.
Yep. See, the art style is consistent sometimes. Mary never looks any different than this. She only has one face. Okay. Society must be built on the principles of virtue. Only thus can it become truly great. Look at the Lemurians. Thousands of years ago, they had an empire on their banks of seven seas. Their ancient technology continues to baffle modern science, but they became inert and decadent and forgot how to build and operate their machines. Their empire crumbled because it was built on pleasure-seeking, not virtue. It is by divine providence that I got my hands on a working ancient Lemurian artifact, the Golden Idol. I will use its powers to set humanity on the right path by building the ideal state. Yep, that all makes sense. I feel like most of these pages kind of all said the same thing. Said like, I'm going to take over the cult. Like, you could really have summarized it all in one sentence, basically. I thought, did we not know the idol was Lemurian? Because I remember last week we sort of wondered if we'd heard that at some point.
I don't remember, actually. I don't remember when we learned that.
Walter Keane says, yes, I swear it. Yes, with these powers, I will do whatever is necessary to build a better world. And there we go. James Turner, Angus McBain, Alistair Coke. We knew that. Is there only one? Are there only ever 9 people in the cult total? No.
At least for this chapter, it seems that way.
I thought there would be plenty of initiates. So does that mean that the Dark Hand initiate that was killed was Chester Davy?
He wasn't killed. He was just tied up.
Oh, yeah, he was just tied up. True.
In the woods. Right. His name is Chester Davy. There you go.
Yeah.
He's the only character who wasn't really important. Like, all these other people were important.
I didn't realize the cult had only 9 people in it. I guess it really just did. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Walter Keane, Jeffrey Sinclair, who challenged him and has been killed. Sebastian Cloudsley, Willard Wright. There's only one initiate in each thing, including Willard Wright, who seemed like he'd be so important, but just died.
Yeah, you'll notice that Willard Wright was deceased and who took his place, but Edmund Cloudsley, whose dad was the Proud Beast steward.
Oh, Edmund took his place? Oh, because Lazarus joined the cult.
Lazarus became Proud Beast initiate.
Right, because they had an opening. Right, I always thought there could be multiple initiates. and a few stewards, but only one master. But no.
This is interesting. We see the Proud Beast steward doing the ritual in chapter 7 to initiate Lazarus, but we don't know his name.
Right.
He's not listed here.
Right. Who's the Proud? This is Proud Beast. Isn't Proud Beast? Oh wait, which one is Proud Beast? This one.
On the right.
So it would be whoever took over from Sebastian Cloudsley, but we don't know who.
Right.
And so the Dark Hand steward who hired Ada is Walter Keane, right? Which we learned earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say Walter Keane hired Ada Baker to
Yeah.
try to kill Edmund. He was the Dark Hand steward.
Before we knew who Walter Keane was. He's the Dark Hand steward.
Yeah.
And there's David Goran. Yes, my lord, I swear my loyalty to you and will undertake whatever tasks are required of me. David, I thank you for dealing with all the challenges relating to my death and for keeping an eye on our new ally. I do feel I have impressed him, not only with the Golden Idol, but also with my vision of the ideal society. Come to our hideout on November 24th. We are ready for the next step. Edmund Cloudsley. Yeah. That's everything. 27 out of 27. Bruh, I know what happened throughout the game. You're really gonna make me fill it in? I didn't think there'd even be anything to fill in the epilogue. But okay.
I mean, you don't have to, but it's a nice little exercise to...
No, I'll do it. It's just like, I feel like I know everything. I don't think there'll be anything new. But yeah, so let's read what Smart Guy was saying about Walter Keane. So, Walter Keane's first order of business is him threatening Edmund to return the idol. Right, because he sends the letter saying to give it back. Then he hires some goons to steal it. First he hires Ada Baker to poison Edmund. Then he hires the goons to steal it. But then the goons die, and Edmund says, hey, I've got this cool idol. Do you want to be my subordinate? And he just immediately jumps on board. Right, which is weird. Why does he just jump on board? He just does, like... Doesn't he still have... I mean, I guess he's alone because the goons got exploded, so he doesn't really have a choice but to go along with it. So, sure. And then right after that, he tries to get Angus McBain to debunk him so he can be Griffin instead. Is that what happened? Was Walter Keane... Right, because I didn't know why Lazarus said that Walter...
That was the treachery that was referred to. That's why Walter Keane got kicked out of the party.
Oh, because Walter Keane told Angus how the trick was going to be done, right? Wasn't Walter Keane blackmailed in some way, though? Dear Master McBain, right, Walter Keane, this was written by Walter Keane. Yeah, he was blackmailed by McBain, so he said, I have no choice but to comply with your demands. And I saw him practicing it, and here's how you do it. So yes, Keane did tell Angus McBain that the thing was going to be done with an idol, but he only did that in order for McBain to jump to his death and die. He never intended for McBain to succeed, so it isn't actually a betrayal, is it?
That is sort of interesting.
So I don't think I agree with Smart Guy. Because, yeah, he didn't really try to get Angus McBain to debunk him, I don't think. I mean, I can see that as an interpretation, but that's not my impression. Unless you think it was an accident that he... I mean, it could be that it was an accident, but he input the following glyphs. Cain, and then this. Is there a third glyph that was missing? Is that the issue? Or was... No, because for flying, you have to expel air. I thought the issue was that he didn't tell him that you have to reset it. Right, he had the symbols right. So the question is, did Walter Keane know that he was going to fail because he didn't reload it properly? Which I feel he would have known, because this doesn't tell him to reload it. But maybe not. He might have overlooked that as well, so I guess I could see it either way. And Lazarus claims that it was a betrayal, but of course he could just be lying anyway, because they're all duplicitous snakes. So... I guess I'm not entirely certain. But yeah. So, okay. And then he just hangs out while living it up until the party gets fed up with him, takes 1/3 of his life, and exiles him. Only 1/3, though, even despite it being a horrible betrayal. Well, which virtue was it, you know? How does it add up to 32? And only then he gets his act together to try and get revenge by himself without trying to align with the winning team. Yeah, makes sense. So his ultimate goal is to always align with the winning team. Yeah, I mean, he really switches sides a lot. Yeah, the gentleman robber thing is unrelated to the cult as well. He just does it for fun, basically. No one in this game is a good person except Gideon Bell. That's basically it. Gideon was just a nice person who enjoyed hanging out with the Gideon was like the only one who wasn't racist, basically.
True.
And just hung out with the Lemurian and just had a good time.
He just seems like a gentle soul.
Yep. This guy is probably a good guy. I mean, he's a constable. He's the #1 constable.
Some of these other people are probably okay. The guy who works in the garden, he's probably fine.
We have the math of how it added up to 32. Was it explicitly said with his name, actually? Or, no,
Yes.
sorry, not this one. Oh, I forgot about that. Let me see. Oh, yeah, Walter Keane. He claimed he had not betrayed High Arbiter Lazarus. Right, the headgear, right, 5 of headgear was worth 10 points. Flirting 3 times with married women was worth 21.
Yeah.
So 31. And betraying me was worth 1 point. Because it was
it is sort of... I mean, I think that is, like, comedically, like, intentional. Like, it's supposed to be sort of funny.
Yeah. It's not even that he betrayed me, it's that he claimed he didn't, so it was an untruth.
Right, but then it does also say that he was expelled from the Party of Order, which is...
Yes,
nobody else was. Only he was. So I guess that implies that it wasn't, like... It would have been cool, I think, if it turned out that it was Walter Keane, like, intentionally misleading him in Lazarus Hearst's favor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so you won't be able to repeat the ritual because I didn't tell him correctly.
Right, but if that was the point, he would have just given him completely false symbols, right? Because it's not like Angus would have any way of knowing.
That's true.
Angus is going to be dead. It doesn't matter if Angus is like, oh, well, it was the right symbols, at least. Like, so yeah, I mean, if he really wanted to completely trick him, he would have just put random other symbols. Because also imagine if, you know, Angus does somehow realize he needs to suck up the air first, you know? So yeah, it might have just been an accident after all. And Walter Keane doesn't seem like the type to give in to blackmail, though. I think of Walter Keane as someone who would fight back. You know, I have a real connection with Walter. Right, yeah, of course the cult has no women. Yeah, I didn't even think of that, but yeah, obviously. And it's only 9 people, and it's just people up at the top of society. And Walter Keane, the gentleman robber, I don't know what his position was in society before this. I mean,
I don't know. Yep. He's probably rich because he has Ada Baker. Like, he's hiring her.
These guys are all rich. I don't remember what Angus McBain did, but it's just a bunch of rich people mostly.
Yeah, they're all rich.
Yeah. Okay, well, then let's finish the game by putting everything in. Oh my god, it's a lot of names. The only blues we have are Brotherhood, Order, Party. The only items we have are Youth, Idol, and Virtues. Well, nouns. And then Griffin, Reborn, King. So, okay. A lot of stuff we already know. So, Sebastian Cloudsley left the idol to the... What's the difference between the Brotherhood and the Order?
The Brotherhood of Masks is the cult. The Order Party is the Order Party.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
The Order Party is the Order Party. Yeah, of course. Sebastian Cloudsley left the idol to the Brotherhood in his will, but then... David Gorin on Edmund Cloudsley's orders, stole the idol, and accidentally stabbed? Who did David Goren accidentally stab? Willard? I don't remember David Goren accidentally stabbing anyone, but...
That's the murder that took place in Chapter 4.
But it was an accident?
Yes, it was.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it's because there was the music box that was in the...
a fight ensued,
box,
and Willard Wright got stabbed with a dagger. That's not an accident. You had a fight.
Right, but he didn't intend to kill him. He didn't intend to wake him up at all. He
stabbed him on purpose after accidentally waking him up. In the
right.
How do you pronounce this? Is this a French
fracas?
Word? Did we decide it was fracas? I think we did.
I don't know. I say fracas.
I'm saying fracas.
That's fine.
In the fracas, Ash stabbed Willard. Yeah. Ash. Sure. Totally Ash. Yeah, Ash Blair, definitely.
I feel like I can finally point out now that Ash Blair is the name of his tobacco, so he just used that as a pseudonym.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I'm looks down as tobacco, Ash Blair.
Yeah, exactly.
You were confused by that for a little bit, but eventually you...
then eventually his name became obviously David Goren, so I was like, right, he's just using Ash Blair because he had it. So
I've seen a lot of people get confused by that, and they always get confused, like, what, his name is Ash Blair now? Like, but he's David Goren, I don't get it. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, I thought his name might be Ash Blair and he pretended to be David Goren, but no. Yeah, so the Brotherhood tasked... I don't care, I know everything. Okay, the Brotherhood tasked someone to punish someone and recover the idol. So the Brotherhood tasked Walter Keene to punish Edmund Cloudsley and recover the idol. Oh, that's the left thing. Whole left column done. But his attempts were fruitless. During one attempt, Walter Keene was captured, and Edmund Cloudsley convinced him to join his side. Lazarus... Well, no, sure, Edmund. Edmund... I wonder if I put Lazarus Hurst in there, if it would allow it. I'm just curious.
You'll know in just a second.
Well, I know. It's under the new identity of...
Oh, so, yeah.
But technically, I still wonder. I mean, it is Lazarus.
I guess so.
Lazarus Hurst used the idol to make himself young and infiltrated the Brotherhood under the new identity of Lazarus Hurst. Then he claimed to be Griffin Reborn and transformed the Brotherhood into the Order Party. Damn it. Lazarus Hurst is not the one who used the idol to make himself young? Yes, he is. Sure. Edmund Cloudsley. Brotherhood Masters. Alistair Coke. I'm sure you can do these in any order. Alistair Coke and James Turner helped Lazarus Hurst. Here, though, I wonder if I can write Edmund Cloudsley. I probably can.
That's a good question. I actually don't know on that
Edmund Cloudsley seize power in the country and enforce the rule of virtues by taking youth away from common people and giving it to the Order Party members. Right before the final showdown with the uncooperative king,
the uncooperative Griffin
Edmund Cloudsley wanted to kidnap Mary Batley, but was shot by Peter Batley, and the idol was broken. Oh, I guess I have to put, wait, I wrote Edmund Turner. Whoops.
Oh, interesting.
James Turner.
Okay, yeah. Edmund Cloudsley does work, then.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yep.
All right, so this is the thing from the bar. This was the carriage containing the soldiers. This was from the What wasn't there like a key in this or something? There was some random item
Needle,
in there.
like a syringe.
Right. What was that again? Oh, that was just the poison, and they hid it
Probably
somewhere.
the poison. Yeah.
The cannon and golden doubloon. Here we go. So the only question left is what's up with the hint feature? Because basically hints for earlier chapters had like things for following chapters. And
you can kind of look at it if you want.
Yeah,
I didn't look at every hint because it's annoying to do.
Yeah.
Even after you've completed a chapter, it still makes you do the thing.
Right. So if I needed hints for this one, I would have to earn a hint. Right, and it has things from future chapters, so how would you know? It does,
yes. I don't understand why they do that, and it's very strange.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense.
Because it makes you guess those names to get them right, and then you know who they are for future chapters.
Yeah, that's really weird. I don't know why
that's
they...
James. I don't know why they did this. It's a really bad system.
That is a really, really bad system.
It's a really bad system. I don't know what they were thinking. Every other part of this game is so well considered that I don't know why. I was going to say
maybe it's only showing them because it knows that I've done the future chapters, but the first time I opened a hint on stream, it was before I had done the chapter, and it...
There was a picture of Lazarus First from Chapter 8, and I'm like, well, don't look at that, because that's a spoiler.
Yeah. Now go select a hint. Choose one hint from the selection. That's so funny. On a secret, and that's the one I would have needed. On the living quarters. Contemplate this, dear friend. The quarters you see are for servants only. Someone who is small will sleep in a small bed. Really? Were the beds different sizes? I never noticed. Some may have worked here for more than 3 years. You do not ask for something you already have. Of course. Book tastes vary, but can be telling. Do we know who Lucia Smith wanted to use her love potion on?
No. That's just a red herring.
Oh, okay. And now I can earn another hint. Oh my god. I don't care enough.
I don't think there is.
It's interesting to see what sort of hint. What was the hardest part of the game? If we're gonna go look at one hint. Well, nothing was really that hard.
I don't know.
I got stuck on much. I was a little confused on this one, but only a little. Oh, small bed was for Little Pip. No, because it said it was for only 4 of the...
I guess I'm curious maybe what they say in Chapter 7 about the paintings in the basement. That might be interesting to see what they say.
Yeah.
Because I still don't really get what those mean. It's like the only thing in the game that I don't quite understand.
Right. Where's the thing that says what each thing is? Is it this? Yeah. Right. So the test that we did was snail, fire, house, field, snail, fire, water, field. So this is a snail, this is fire, this is water, and this is a field. Sure, let's look at the hint for that, and that'll be the last thing we do.
I don't know. It's the first. It was the first thing that came to mind as far as like.
No, I mean, yeah, we were never certain about those. This is a scalpel. This is Pip, Little Pip, water snake. What is that? This is a watch.
This is just here to like annoy you, so you don't want to take the hints, which is very funny, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that would be it. Yeah, it kind of discourages you and gives you time to like. Fine, I don't need all 4 because this is annoying. Who the fuck is Annie? There we go, that's her name. David, Tankard, Lazarus, and...
Yeah, that's that picture of Lazarus is the one I saw. It's like, this hasn't come up yet.
On the ritual downstairs. I have a game for you, my friend. Can you find the answers to these riddles hidden somewhere in the chamber? Who carries their house on their back? A snail. Who eats without mouth? Fire? What is the home of fish? Okay, home of fish is water. Who wears a green coat in the summer but goes naked in the winter?
Oh, a tree?
Oh, yeah, a tree.
Oh, that was...
But who eats without a mouth is what? Is fire?
Without a mouth is fire.
Because fire is considered to eat things?
Wow, that's a big fucking stretch.
Yeah, that one. No, I wouldn't have ever thought about them that way.
I would never have thought of that.
I still got it because this was obviously a snail.
Right, that was obviously a snail.
And this was obviously water, even without thinking about the home, just because it was a fish.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's a fish. Yeah.
Oh, there were two that started with there's two that start with snail and have water, but it made... I was like, fire, because it's coal. But, like, no. And this one made sense as being for the outdoors, because it's literally someone in a field. So I was like, sure, it's a tree. Trees have fields. It was obviously not a star, and the second one was obviously not an hourglass, so... Yeah, unless you know that it's like that sort of hint for it, you would never think of them that way.
Yeah, that's not a very good puzzle, but that's okay. I forgive it.
Yeah, it's fine. It works out well enough. Well, there we go. So at the start of the stream, I said I was not... I said that this game would maybe be less than the sum of its parts because the episodes didn't seem to be leading up to any, like, major, like, climax that would tie them all together. And I was completely wrong. So
yeah, there was a big climax at the end.
It did impress me, yeah. Because I was like, man, we've left the family behind for so long. We're in the cult. It's just going to be the cult versus the king. But no, they found a way to tie it back all together.
I do think it's really interesting how this story kind of seems to like go on different tangents. Like all of a sudden, like, oh, now you're meeting James Turner and Alistair Coke. And then the next chapter is about them. And that's just kind of like, that's interesting to me.
Yeah,
they do that, but then
it goes a lot of places, and I was like, "But is it gonna form some sort of meaningful whole at the end?" And it sort of does, because they bring it all back. They literally, the very first area I clicked was like, "Ah, yes, we're back here at the place where we first met." I was like, "Yeah, yeah." The Edmund twist is really the big thing here, because everything else was just kind of like not much. It's like, yeah, James Turner and Alistair Coke apparently just fought and killed each other. Like, okay, that's out of nowhere, but sure. And then it's like, yeah, Lazarus is just dead. Except you don't really realize Lazarus is dead until you literally go to fill in the scroll, and you're like, I guess Lazarus died to this random canon.
Well, you also figured out and or just kind of assumed that David Gorin was the guy who was outside the cabin, which I didn't assume initially, because I knew that everyone had the same uniform. So I was just like, well, this could be anyone.
But you didn't know that before this chapter, right? Because in the previous chapter, only David had it. Really?
That's not true. Go back and look.
Oh, yeah, they all have it.
There's other people with the uniform.
Well, it's like when I randomly said the correct number or whatever for the virtue thing last time. I was just like, oh yeah, it's wearing David's outfit, so it must be David. It's like, no, you had no reason to assume that, but I just did anyway. And it was correct. I mean, to be fair, the note says where we first met, and like the only people who met here who could possibly be relevant are Walter, David, and Edmund.
That's true. There really aren't that many people who it could be, but yeah.
Yeah, the idol just gets broken.
I wasn't sure for a while if it was Lazarus or if it was David. Because David Gorin goes in Lazarus Hurst's place, which is meant to confuse you. That's meant to be a misdirection.
It's meant to, but it just didn't. I mean, it maybe did, but yeah, a little bit only. And yeah. Because also, Walter did meet Edmund here for the first time as well, so...
Yeah.
I'm sure that ambiguity is on purpose, yeah.
It is, yeah.
So this is what they're doing after he blew I will kill our enemies wherever we go, yeah.
They're just like, yeah, let's...
You're so brave. She's not saying, oh my god, you shot that guy with a cannon, because that would give it away.
Right.
And the horse race betting slip. There is no record of him winning the cannon, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the implication there is. If it's like, oh, he won on this horse this time, but no.
His luck has turned around, yeah. And this is what, where the king lives, maybe? So that's where they were on their way to. Who came on the boat? Or it's just the boat belonging to the guy. And yeah, it's missing a... I did notice that. I didn't really think of anything of it because we clicked the boat so late. Yeah.
Yep.
So basically everything came back in that last chapter. Well, this island never came up again. I wondered if it would. I wondered if we'd ever see the Horn of Thumb, the Horn of Fingers, Xenopolis, Bay of Shadows.
Golden Idol origins.
Oberyn Geller, the least relevant character in the game, just dies, and that's it.
Yeah.
Albert Cloudsley was not really important ever again either. This was just an origin story, a little prequel.
Yeah.
And this guy really did just fall off a horse? No one killed him?
Yeah. He really did just fall off a horse and died. I don't know why he's in bed now, but...
Yeah, whatever, someone moved his body to the bed, the investigators or something.
Yeah.
Wait, it's...
Yeah, he really did just die by accident.
Yeah.
As far as I know. Out of this information. Oh, he might have crawled. Yeah, because there's a blood trail. I see.
Oh. Oh, yeah,
so
that
he
makes
didn't
sense.
die immediately, but
he needed to die in the proper dying attire, so he got back inside. Yeah. And there we go. I was like, I wonder if the people in the bar will ever return. Well, they do, but they're still useless. But, you know.
They do.
Yeah. Basically, everyone kind of comes back at least a second time.
I think it's implied that Little Pip was working for the inn guy in Chapter 4.
Really?
I think so. Why did I think that? I think I had a reason for thinking that.
Where did that blasted boy go? I mean, there's more than one boy in the world. Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember why I was thinking...
Well, Pip is working for the cult. I'm pretty sure we decided that's the case.
Working for Edmund Cloudsley.
Oh, right, because Pip would have stayed with Edmund, and Lazarus is Edmund, so this is probably a Little Pip, yeah.
Right.
It looks like him, so yeah.
This must be Little Pip, he's got the tobacco.
Yeah.
Which we know he gotta have it for.
We don't get much of an ending for Little Pip, though.
Well,
but
I guess he's probably fine.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That boy, the innkeeper. Yeah, there's more than one boy. There's more than one boy in the world.
I mean, I suppose.
And yeah, the Lemurian never comes back. He's just used as a pawn here, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who's this guy again? He's the one who's framed, so we just assume he's in jail after this.
Yeah, I guess so.
The one chapter with a real investigator.
Yeah, it's interesting to remember that, the people actually don't figure out the truth of these murders.
Yeah, they never figure it out. Because even Ada Baker... Well, I guess Ada Baker stayed with Walter Keane, but she apparently quit. They didn't punish her at all.
No, she didn't stay with Edmund Cloudsley.
This guy doesn't get punished. This guy fell off a horse. Willard Wright doesn't get punished for this. David Bourne gets away with this.
We could actually presume that the Edmund Cloudsley's butler actually probably took the fall for the murder, because he's not in Chapter 6 either.
Yeah, he might have.
He would have been if he still worked for them.
Yeah, he took the fall for this one. They don't catch Ada. This one, there isn't really a killer to be found. It's Edmund, and they do actually know that Edmund blew up.
Well, they say that there was an accident that exploded everyone, including Edmund.
Right.
And that's all.
But the characters at the scene do actually know that Edmund did it. Mm-hmm. So that's maybe the one time people at the area actually correctly know who did the murder.
Right.
This one, they obviously never find out, because they infiltrate the cult. This one, no one seems to care at all. It's like, oh, Angus McBain died? Well, yep, right. In their eyes, Angus McBain just jumped off a building and died and proved that Lazarus can really fly. Mm-hmm. This one is not even... this one This one is not even a murder. This one is just everyone there does an execution. And then, in this one, it's a mess. I don't know if anyone ever knows what happened. Just everyone's dead. Rocks fall. Everyone dies. The initiate that David replaced in the cult chapter. Right, the one who's the one outside, or... Right, the one who's tied up outside. We don't know what happens to him. Right, it is basically a murder, but it's an execution. Everyone involved does know what happened.
It wasn't like a secret, is what you mean.
Yeah, it was not a secret. Everyone knows who the culprit of this is. Yeah. All right, that's it. Are there any other things that I missed or that can be said now that the game is done?
I don't think so. I think we've covered pretty much everything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good game. I would also give it a positive review on Steam if I left Steam reviews. So 99% positive reviews. That's it's not like my favorite game of all time, but it's easy to see how if you play this, you're like, yeah, that was pretty good. That was fun. It's still surprising. I feel like I could easily imagine people giving it negative reviews and being like, oh, the art was bad and the mysteries were pretty easy.
I sort of suspect that the art style turns off anyone who isn't interested in the game's concept. Like, nobody goes in this game and doesn't get what they're expecting. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, it's
that's
obvious.
That's why The Witness has such a terrible score on Steam, because so many people like went into it thinking it was going to be something else, and then they didn't like what it was. Because it's like a very pretty looking game, and they thought it would be a different kind of puzzle game. I was like, oh, I don't like this.
Yeah, they're like, it doesn't have a story.
Right. But this, you know, if you bought this, you know what you wanted to get out of it, and you get it. It's a pretty good game.
Most people who've bought this, they already know what Obra Dinn is, so they know it's similar.
That too, yeah.
That game is the one that got all the attention, and then...
Yeah. Obra Dinn has a slightly worse review score, and it's the same thing where it's like, it got a little bit too big, and people who weren't its target audience decided to try it because they heard it was good. But that didn't happen to Golden Idol.
Right.
It's just too niche.
Oh my god, it's Henry Green.
Quite a few reviews. Oh yeah, Henry Green and Oscar Wright.
Is Henry Green even a name in the final version of this game?
Green is Annie Green.
Oh, Annie Green.
I think Henry is the name of the constable, I think.
Right, yeah.
I think his name is Henry... Nope, I don't know my Golden Idol lore well enough.
Let's find the negative reviews. See what they said. There's only 32 negative reviews.
Wow, that's not many.
I'm going to go against all the positive reviews here and recommend you skip this one. Did I enjoy playing it? Yeah, mostly. But I'm not recommending it.
Wow, what a terrible, what a scathing review.
I mean, I think, I mostly enjoyed it. Could lead to a not recommend. There are some games that I'm like, yeah, I enjoyed it, but like I wouldn't go out of my way to recommend it.
Yeah. You know,
Two main problems. The game is extremely short for $18. I only played it for less than 4 hours. Man, I played it for like 20. How many streams is this? I think this is the 5th stream of 3. It took about 15 hours for me.
You did 1, 2, 3 in the first stream.
This is the 5th stream because I changed the stream title before this and it said part 4, so this is part 5. So basically about 15 hours, maybe a bit less. And that's obviously going slowly and reading everything out loud, so... Yeah. I got great value out of this. I actually probably spent closer to 2.5 hours. Feels like it's missing the final few chapters. The ending is abrupt and feels a little like a joke ending that the devs decided to turn into the real ending because they didn't have time.
It, but...
I like it too. I could see how someone would be disappointed. Like, what? It just fucking ends because of Peter? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not an invalid criticism if you wanted something more, you know, I don't know. But I personally liked it, so.
And then, the detective gameplay felt quite shallow. There was maybe only one scenario where I felt like I was making a clever observation to figure something out. Most of the time, I was sweeping through the levels, clicking on every word, and just having to casually think about the level without really having to think. I can agree with that. I could definitely agree that it wasn't that hard, and so if someone wanted something like Obra Dinn, they would be disappointed. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with this giving this game a not recommend if you're like, yeah, it was kind of more shallow than I expected.
This is a pretty reasonable review.
Yeah. In case of Golden Idol, basically all the relevant information is handed to you. Every scene is static and cannot be interacted with or moved through. There's no sense of discovery. There's a lot of redundancy in solving the scenarios with the word filling mechanic. Yeah, there was some redundancy. It was a little disappointing. It's not bad, but I just felt I should put this out there. Yeah, I don't have a problem with this. Story is fine. The gameplay is fine. It's like a light version of Return of the Obra Dinn. Some poor musical choices, but some great songs.
Don't agree with that.
And of course, the $18 price tag. It's so weird because people will spend $18 to go see a movie, which lasts arguably less long than this. But that's how prices work for games. People expect, Hollow Knight is $15. So.
I mean, I think that movie tickets do feel really expensive, though. I don't go to the movies a lot because of it.
True. But yeah.
It's like, ooh, $18. Ugh.
But yeah, I mean, no replayability.
Why would there be?
Why would there be?
That's not a very good criticism. Sorry.
Yeah. I managed to get through without hints or guides. I feel I mostly played as the devs intended. I just couldn't say there was a particular moment where I was having fun. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't mind people not liking it. I'm surprised there aren't more of these, but I guess like you said,
I'm
it's just
actually a little bit
filter.
surprised too.
People only buy it if they're really into the genre, so... Fun game, but too short. Just spend 15 hours on it like I did.
I'm not I'm not thrilled with these not recommended reviews. They're like the price is like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just kind of. I enjoyed the game, but I wanted to pay $10 instead of $20. Is like, shut up.
Exactly. It's like, okay, you wanted to save the price of like one fast food meal.
It would. I don't know. It'd be one thing if it was a $60 game that was like 3 hours long. You're just like, well, yeah, you know. Or
it's
if you
$18.
really expected,
Do you know how hard it is to develop a game?
Or if you
Not
really
that this game
expected
seems that hard, but
if you really expected like a 30-hour game, you got a 3-hour game. There's a good reason to expect that. It was like way too short. I understand like sometimes, but in this case, it's just kind of like whatever.
Game itself is good, but if playing with controller only, it's extremely difficult to play. Well, have I got a freaking idea for you? Use one of these things. Like, do you have a mouse? I can't even lift my mouse.
I mean, fair. This game does suck to play on controller, but like
it does, yeah. So just don't.
Just play on mouse and keyboard.
When you have to start filling in 10 blanks, it becomes quite difficult when using a controller.
But,
yeah.
Yeah, if you're using mouse and keyboard, this game is great. So why did you say not recommended? Just be like recommend it, but don't use a controller. Like,
so stupid. You gave me the option to use a controller, but it wasn't as good as the keyboard. If you had just only had the option for mouse and keyboard, you wouldn't be getting this negative review. But game is definitely worth getting and is an absolute blast.
Product refunded. Okay. All right.
Sure.
I mean,
do you not have a mouse and keyboard? You're on a computer. I'm assuming you have one.
My presumption is that they probably tried to play it on their Steam Deck and didn't like that it didn't work well on that.
Oh, I guess maybe.
I don't know.
Steam Deck must have a touchscreen, though. Or does it not? I don't know, actually.
I don't know.
If it was a $5 game, I would say sure, why not? But as a 20 to 25, it's too short, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I really would think there'd be more negative reviews like this, so I'm surprised that there are so few. The big nasty hurdle that all mystery games have to tackle is how they intend to handle the proving phase. The game needs to make sure that the mystery isn't spoiled by the method used to test the player. Designing the perfect system to handle the proving phase has always been a difficult undertaking that has been studied by game journalists and devs, and most mystery games fail at exactly that point. And the case of the Golden Idol fails there as well. Sometimes it fails pretty darn hard. It tips its hand at nearly every turn, spoiling answers by the way it asks its questions, by the answer pool it offers you, and by the unblockable feedback it offers. I guess I can't comment on that because I never looked at the prompt until I investigated everything, except for in Chapter 10. That was the only one where I really looked at it.
I don't really get what they're saying. I mean, I get what they're saying, but like...
I get it. I mean, sometimes I do think it's sort of...
I think that the game offering you a little bit of a prompt in terms of what question it asks is, like, part of the game. Like, that's fine. Like...
Yeah, and sometimes to me it was interesting the way that the prompt made me think about things, so I didn't mind it. But I can see how someone would.
Yeah.
This person writes in a sort of condescending way, though, so I don't know if I like it.
I don't know.
Like...
Still not super unfair, but it is like...
I'm ready to do my Edmund Cloudsley voice for this guy. He's very haughty. Now, I've already recommended this game to a friend, but it does need some criticism, and I don't think that it ought to be thought of as overwhelmingly positive. You know, as can often happen in Steam reviews, I've got to pick no for the recommendation, because there just isn't something more nuanced. If I was in charge of Steam... I would say that Gabe Newell broke the virtues by not allowing nuance. One of the virtues.
I do kind of think that Steam should let you review a game without recommending or not recommending it. Like if you just want to say,
so too.
I just want to leave a comment. I don't really have a, plus or minus
like
here.
I kind of agree with this guy. I just don't like his tone.
Yeah, I know his tone is like. And there's also this implication of like, well, because it's overwhelmingly positive, like I have to be the one to reset the balance. It's just like, give me a break. Like,
yeah.